Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Star Flames. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification bell, and join the family. In this video guys, yes, we're gonna talk about Sean Diddy Combs. So we're gonna talk about some of the things that Sloan Bella said last night while she was live. Let's get into it guys, because in case you're not aware, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested and he's been charged for sex trafficking, racketeering, and a few other charges, right? No, what is interesting about all of this, if you guys have been keeping up with the media, is that before Sean Diddy Combs' arrest, there were some politicians that, their homes were raided in New York. Remember, they told us that Sean Diddy Combs moved to New York to facilitate the arrest. He has a home in LA and one that he has in Miami. He has listed the LA mansion for sale, but before he did, he cleared the mortgage, right? So the judge was like, no sir, you just cleared the mortgage and you're on your mansion. You still got some really good money there, so no bail for you. And it's not just that, because Sean Diddy Combs, what he did, he basically tried to, intimidate people, offer to pay off people. He was calling people over 50 times, over 80 times, over 100 times. So he basically, ruined his chances of getting bail, because, the judge saw that and they're like, you were doing this. You knew that you would have been arrested, but you were doing this just before your arrest. So you've proven to us that there's absolutely no reason why we should grant you bail, because you're going to go back to doing the same thing. As they say, desperate times calls for desperate measures. So Sean Diddy Combs, irrespective of the fact that he knew that they have the opportunity, to check all his calls and to tap into everything, he was still there acting as though he was losing his mind. And chances are he was, because if we remember that pink stuff, a concoction of narcotics that he's on, even though they are saying that based on the type of drug that he was on, he is in withdrawal mode. We hear that he's not eating because he is fearful of being poisoned and all of that. No, let us continue, right? Because as I was saying, before his arrest, it's just strategic. All of this is just strategic move if we're paying close observation. And as Sloan Bella says, they arrest him this early to distract us from what is going on with the election. If you remember, Sloan Bella told us that she doesn't see an election happening, and there would have been a second attempted assassination on Donald Trump. And we saw that, 2 Sundays ago? We saw all of that. No. What Sloan is saying is that, they're going to throw a lot of smoke screens our way to distract us from what is going on. And I definitely believe so. She has been saying this. And I said this to you guys the other day. I said a lot of this is not making any sense. The mere fact that you have Sean Diddy Combs arrested on racketeering charges and you have no one else arrested, that screams red flag. Make no mistakes. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have been arrested. I'm not saying that they don't know what they're doing. I'm just saying that when it comes to racketeering charge, the mere fact that you're saying there's a racketeering event going on and you are a major part or the head of this organized crime. Remember, racketeering is a chain. It's a chain connection. So where's the middleman? Where's the man at the end? No one else has been arrested. So that was the first major red flag. And it's not as though I'm the only person who is talking about it. A lot of lawyers, they're talking about this, and they're saying that there's so many things in this case that actually tells you that. So guys, as I was saying, there's so many attorneys that are going through the details of a case, and they're telling you so far, there's so many red flags. No, we also know that, just to give you guys some more information, based on what these attorneys are saying, Diddy's trial, it's not going to start until the next year. Maybe, if any time earlier, 9 months. Because so far the feds have subpoenaed over 300 people. No, people getting subpoenaed doesn't mean that they're necessarily guilty. They're going to look at these videos and these tapes of the Diddy party. So if we're going to think like off the bat, like who will these people subpoena? Justin Bieber, Usher, Jay-Z, Beyonce, And the list goes on. Maybe Kanye West too, but he's still out there in Tokyo, Japan, living his best life. So I don't think he has been subpoenaed. We know that Ye is a person who follows the law. And this is what he told us. He said they're always picking on him because he hasn't killed anyone and because they see him as a let me break it down, or say, in other words, they see him as a weak link. So they're always picking on him. But let's move on to Diddy. No, right? No, you might be saying, as it relates to, as per what Sloan Bella said, it's a political distraction. They're being strategic and all of that. If you look at what is going on, if there's a war going on at this point, remember Israel and Lebanon, the United States is still in Lebanon to stand on, and all of that. Also, if you look across, these affiliates, many of these companies that Sean Diddy Combs had mentioned their names, or if you look at, because remember, they're saying Diddy has evidence against these politicians. Many politicians' home was raided. So the mere fact that these politicians' homes were raided, it's telling you that there's a political cover-up going on. And Sloan told us this. If you think about, for example, Kim Porter's death, the manner in which they were able to cover up the cause of her death. Think about, Stephen Twitch boss, even him, the manner in which they were able to cover up his death and label it as a suicide, knowing well that man was killed. So you can tell that there's a string of dirty people, from the police department, medical field, political field, they're all in cahoots together. So when the feds moved in to raid these politician homes, it's going to be, the small fish that goes down. The bigger man, they're going to throw whoever they need to throw to the sharks to save themselves. So we're getting a lot of smoke screens and mirrors. Sean Diddy Combs' arrest was to distract us from, a lot that is also upcoming. And this is why I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go on record to say this. I know that abuse happens to women, and we've seen Cassie's lawsuit. And when we can dispute what anyone else says, we can say Cassie definitely experienced these things. We can say Kim Porter definitely experienced these things, and other women that he was with. Because when men have money and when they're egotistic, as Sean Diddy Combs, they tend to be very abusive, and the type of men who believe that they should not be told no. And the manner in which they have drug people and do all sort of stuff, I do believe that a lot of these allegations are factual, but also equally, we're seeing where another victim came out yesterday, and she talked about some things that Sean Diddy Combs did to her and all of that. And I have to say that her case looks so suspicious. It's like that Lauren Pichetta and her friend Nikki, or if that's how her name pronounced, right? When the girl said Diddy and Ye invited them to the studio, Ye took disadvantage of Lauren Pichetta. And then a couple of years after, who went to work for Ye? Lauren Pichetta. So if you really think about these things and these lawsuits from a logical perspective, like the one that came out yesterday, how is it that you would keep going to a party being hosted by someone who has, physically assaulted you in such a brutal manner? We have to question those things. We must question those things, because were you bullied to keep going to his parties, or do you feel as though you had to go to keep up appearance? So these things are very important, and as such, because they're doing all these smoke screens and mirror, I do believe that we're going to see lawsuits that are not factual. We're going to see riveting claims against Sean Diddy Combs to make us clutch our invisible pearls and get into our feelings and emotions. And I do believe those are the distraction methods that they're using until the big fish at the top is speared and they have everything. But I'm going to also say this. I don't believe that Sean Diddy Combs, even though so far he was stupid not to see this coming his way, I don't believe that Sean Diddy Combs is over and done. I do believe that he has tapes hidden in places that, the feds haven't received as yet. And also, what is so shocking about this is the fact that, Cassie filed that lawsuit, and Sean Diddy Combs did not take any steps to ensure that after that lawsuit was filed, we knew that his home would have been raided because, as we all saw, Cassie left a trail of crumb. So why is it that he didn't take the evidence out of his mansion? I believe it is because he had people who were reassuring him that it's just this thing with Cassie, it's gonna blow over and all of that. And I do believe that these people are the politicians that he's connected to. They're the ones who reassured him like nothing is gonna happen. So I believe that, as I've told you guys, if you look at his lawyer, I told you all, red flag. Ain't no way a lawyer with such heavy criminal cases is gonna be like, oh, it's just a walk in the park. That's the energy that I'm getting from his attorney. So, no, guys. They're saying that his former security, his former bodyguard, is coming out to say he has, tapes of him and politicians having sexy time and all of that. I 110% believe. And a few days ago, Sloan Bella also posted something on her Instagram story. I think a creator did a video talking about Diddy's political affiliation, connection, and ties with the mayor of New York City. Right? Remember when they said that Diddy needs to hand over the keys to the city? He was sent 2 letters advising him that he needs to, return the key to New York City. And Mayor Adams was like, we have never taken back a key from anyone. This is not something that we've ever done. Well, no, it's been alleged that he could possibly be one of those politicians that Diddy was, either involved with or was a part of the sex trafficking ring. Okay. Because I saw where someone did a video about it. Mayor was the front and center of that video, and Sloan Bella had it posted on her Instagram page, okay? And she said, I told you all, politicians are involved in all of this. So guys, they have a lot of smoke screen and mirrors coming our way. They're going to consistently play mind games with us. Some of us will be able to see it because you know that some of us are naturally highly intuitive. So we know when something is not right. And I cannot wait for us to, have another discussion on this. Let me know what are your thoughts while you're at it. Thumbs up, share. If you haven't subscribed as yet, go ahead. What are you waiting for? No, guys, that's all I have to share. Stay safe, stay blessed, and see you guys later. Bye, guys.